We can break this down into basically 4 steps, right? We met with lawyers, we met with accountants, we met with lenders, we met with wealth advisors and asked them.
You want to experience a moment in time that is so fulfilling you never forget it? That's it. It's just a fantastic thing.
Language is the currency by which we transfer ideas, and even from the old days being down by the water hole where there's maybe a lion that was taking on the water buffalo, we had to be able to describe it to each other in ways that enhanced our safety. Well, you guys had to name this process, because to give it name is to give it life and to give it structure, and you have it defined. At what point did you realize, okay, we need to call it something else, and we need to have these strategic documents that we're going to be sharing as we go, for people to know, like, there's something different? Or you haven't changed your name yet, Tim, to Hammond Advisory Badasses or whatever. I mean, just made that up on the spot. You don't have to use that, but
yeah. No, that was really important in this whole process because, our whole team has been doing this forever, right? And so, but we didn't have a name for it, right? We didn't have language around it. And, and through Strategic Coach, I go down to Santa Monica quarterly to, kind of hopefully improve myself in my business. I did learn about the unique method and the unique process, right? And to give it language. And so that's what we did. Like Wade and I, we took 6 months and we actually, we really drilled down on this. We met with lawyers, we met with accountants, we met with lenders, we met with wealth advisors and asked them, we kind of pitched, this is what we do. What do you guys think? What are your challenges, right? How would this help you, right? And so we gained a lot of feedback from that and just all of that intelligence. Then we went back and we said, okay, we can break this down into basically four steps, right? And the first step is, let's define our our agreement. What do you want us to do? Let's put it down on paper. Let's put out some confidentiality kind of requirements on it, right? What do you want to do? And you might not even want to exit, but that's fine. You don't have to use us to do that, right? And then the other really big part of this is discovery, right? It's discovering about the farm. It's about the assets, the relationships, right? With landlords, with input dealers, with equipment dealers, right? Mm-hmm. That adds to the enterprise value. So just tons of discovery. And then, kind of from those first two, then we build the blueprint. Okay, based on what you told us, let's build a blueprint with options. Here's one option. Here's another option. Here's another option, right? And and then deliver. That's the last thing that we do. And that's the realtor model right now, is they go straight to deliver, right? Get a listing agreement, put a price on it, negotiate the commission, and go to market. We're saying, no, let's do all this work ahead of time. And then when you're ready, let's go to market.
Can I add a fifth D?
Sure.
Dance. What if at the end of it you danced?
Well, at the end of it, we have a dance and we celebrate, and Wade can speak to this, right? Why don't you, Wade?
Yeah, Wade, take it away. Tell us why you want to backfill there.
I'm going to add one other thing into the discovery. What are your yields? What are your average yields? What does your field history show? And when you have a client who wants to sell the farm and they can show that they consistently out yield the area average by 5%, 10%, 50%, that's marketable. And, that's one of the other things that a lot of people don't think about that. Well, we do. And we'll use that. What Tim's referring to, so we had a fantastic group of people to work with a couple of years back, and it's the same ones I referenced earlier. And they approached us about moving their farm, and they were farming 10,000 acres that they owned and another 5 rented. And what do we do and how do we do it? And they bought into the process right off the bat, and they totally got the let's meet with all our other advisors and have everybody in the room. So much so that throughout the process, I had full reign, as did their other advisors have full reign, to contact each other back and forth. If I needed something from the lawyer, I just picked up the phone and called them or emailed them, and the same with the accountant and the banker. And we helped those folks move along, and really it couldn't have went any better. at the end of it all, when it was done, we had an appreciation evening, and everybody, when we went out to a nice restaurant and had a nice meal, and the smiles around that room, and all the advisors were there and the clients were there, and just a sense of it went as good as it could have possibly went. The satisfaction, the gratification from everybody to everybody. Certainly the clients were very appreciative of what we all did for them. Well, I was very appreciative of having the opportunity to help them. I was extremely appreciative of the lawyer and the accountant and the banker and everything they helped. So you want to experience a moment in time that is so fulfilling, you never forget it. That's it. It's just a fantastic thing.